In our infinite unfolding of sadhana, our spiritual journey, our remembering who we really are, waking up to the play while in the play, we start to explore in an ever more nuanced way the play of wanter dynamics and the love we are. And we notice that sometimes we're captured in problem solver mind and the wanter. And when we are, that's not wrong or bad. We're getting to explore what is it like to experience from a narrow perspective, a perspective of separation and I'm not good enough and I'm unworthy, and the play of separation that we're all here exploring. This is where wanter dynamics plays out. When we're in that perspective, it's quite challenging. It causes a lot of suffering for us, but that's not wrong or bad. Then there is also the continuum of perspectives where we're resting in true nature. And when we're in our true nature, and we're not captured in the limited perspective of the mind and the wanter, we're experiencing from the perspective of wholeness. We don't have a problem here. The whole thing is an adventure. Now, when we're in true nature, that also has a continuum. True nature has a continuum. Sometimes we're experiencing true nature in just a neutral witness consciousness, where we're not necessarily experiencing joy, unconditional love, compassion. We're just a neutral awareness. And we sometimes flow into the continuum of true nature where we do experience unconditional love and joy and playfulness and wonder and silliness and lots of giggles. So true nature has its own continuum. Now, a really beautiful way to invite a deeper understanding of this is with the three Sanskrit words Sat Chit Ananda. This is one of the ways in Sanskrit that we attempt to describe our true nature. Now, in general, if you look up Sat Chit Ananda, for Sat, they'll tend to use the word being or truth. Chit will tend to be consciousness, and Ananda will tend to be bliss when they just, simplify it down with English words. Let's expand our understanding of this a bit, shall we? Sat, spelled S-A-T in English letters, is beingness, the eternal beingness that is true, that we will always be, that we've always been. So we are that eternal beingness, that true eternal existence, Sat. We will always be that. We have always been that. We will always be that. Chit, C-H-I-T, you could use for chit. Sometimes it'll just be C-I-T, and they assume that you know that C sounds like C-H, chit. Sat Chit. Chit means pure consciousness. And Ananda, A-N-A-N-D-A, Ananda. The word they tend to use for that is bliss. Let's expand that. Ananda is blissfulness, not blissed out where you're no longer functional. Ananda is the bliss that is experienced when you're in the perspective of wholeness, where you're in the adventure, where you're in absolute acceptance of the divine play. Blissful, not blissed out. Equanimity is another word we can use for Ananda. joy, wonder, playfulness, creativity, naturalness. All of these we could use to attempt to describe Ananda. So we are Sat Chit Ananda. We are being, consciousness, bliss. Let's expand it. We are the eternal, true, existing beingness that we've always been and we will always be. We are inherently aware, pure awareness, and we are blissfulness, joy, wonder, giggles, creativity, the natural, eternal, dynamic playfulness that is our true nature. So we are Sat Chit Ananda. Now, when we rest in true nature through our practices in any way that naturally allows us to rest our attention in Sat Chit Ananda, sometimes it seems like we're just experiencing more Sat Chit. We will always experience ourselves as eternal beingness. That will never cease to be the truth. And sometimes it can kind of seem like we're just more Sat Chit, just pure beingness, eternal beingness that's just pure awareness. And in those moments, we wouldn't necessarily say that we're experiencing unconditional love or playfulness, just a neutral, abiding presence. And that is also true nature. So there's times where we're just experiencing neutrality of existence. We have no need for anything to be different than it is. We're in pure acceptance, but we're not necessarily joyous or feeling like dancing or singing songs or something. We might just be, neutral presence. That's still true nature. That's more sort of as if we play with these Sanskrit words, Sat Chit. Now, we will always be Sat Chit Ananda. Now, sometimes we get to also experience the Ananda of the Sat Chit, eternal beingness that's inherently aware. Sometimes we will also experience Ananda, blissfulness, unconditional love, compassion, kindness, playfulness. Sat Chit Ananda, we always are. And sometimes it's just more like eternal existing neutral presence. But that too is the love we are. When I use the term the love we are, when I say wanter dynamics and the love we are, the way that I'm using the love we are is that continuum of true nature. Because when we're resting in just pure awareness, that's also pure love, because there's no dilemma, there's no agenda, there's just pure acceptance of what is. We are Sat Chit Ananda. And so sometimes we experience the full flow of that, kind of ranging from just neutral presence into pure blissful joy and wonder and unconditional love. And so we can relax and let go of anything that our mind has been doing, trying to figure this all out, and realize that there is a play of perspectives. It is wanter dynamics and the love we are. And the love we are is just another phrase I use for our true nature. Sometimes experienced as just neutral presence, and sometimes experienced as unconditional love and giggles and silliness and eternal, ancient, playful naturalness. In every moment, we begin to notice the possibility of wherever we're putting our attention is what determines how we're experiencing the moment. Reality, whatever's occurring in this realm is whatever is occurring in this realm. The play of perspectives is revealing itself to us ever more, that we have a choice where we put our attention. And the practices that I have found very beneficial, that I invite everyone into, give us a chance at being less captured in the perspective that everything is a big problem, and there's a chance to rest into the perspective that everything is the adventure. But even when we do get pulled in to the problem solver mind and the wanter, that's not wrong or bad. We're here exploring this divine play of wanter dynamics and the love we are. What a fine play of perspectives.